Prince Harry has made headlines following his interview tackling racism with activist Patrick Hutchinson, and that was for GQ magazine. Now, you remember the photograph of Patrick carrying an injured counter-protester to safety was one of the defining images of the London Black Lives Matter marches earlier on this year. Quite a remarkable man. Such an interesting interview. He's a remarkable man,
isn't he just? Yeah.
Astonishing, absolutely astonishing. But it was really honest and it was good because you know what it's like. A lot of us don't want these conversations because we're not quite sure that we're going to say the right thing and all of that. So that was good. It was refreshing.
Yeah, it really is. And listen, Harry's been criticised for being sort of woke and making these sort of speeches that potentially he doesn't know much about. But this really does demonstrate that he's thought about it an awful lot. And let's not forget, this is a member of the royal family talking about their privilege and how that has really shaped their view of the world, and not in necessarily a good place. You know, Harry's been criticised in the past for certain comments he made when he was in the army. He has apologised for wearing a Nazi costume, but this is very, very interesting, talking about the fact that, you know, he was born from an insane wealth and privilege, and that has shaped his view of the world. And walking a day or a week in Meghan's shoes, a lady of colour that she's said before, and this has now shaped his future views, and this is what he's doing. And massive shout out to Patrick Hutchinson, because such a lovely, warm gentleman. That, as you say, the defining image of the Black Lives Matter movement.
But also, this wasn't wokeness. This was just two people having a conversation that we all should be having anyway.
Absolutely.
And it's good.
It is really good.
Yeah,
you know, I'm all for it. And if you haven't seen the interview, the full interview is fantastic. And I think it really gets down to the nub of the issue here. Fantastic.
No, it's good. It's good. Interestingly now, this is an interesting one because you know that it was a star-studded wedding that Harry and Meghan had. Of course it was. And the Clooney's were there.
Weren't they just?
They were indeed. But maybe not quite as close to the royal couple as we thought.
No, this is hilarious. I mean, so the backstory is obviously Amal George Clooney turned up to a royal wedding. Lots of very famous faces. Oprah was there, the Beckhams, James Corden. And some may wonder, gosh, Harry and Meghan have a lot of friends in very high places, weren't they? However, it turns out that George and Amal Clooney was sitting next to Lady Caroline Warren, who is Harry's godmother, former friend of Diana. And she turned to the Clooney and said, well, how do you know they're a happy couple? And they said, we don't. So it's just absolutely fascinating. It reminds me when Ricky Martin turned up to Eugenie's wedding and everyone thought, well, how on earth does she know Ricky Martin? Well, how on earth do they know Clooney? And now it's all become clear. However, I do think they have formed a friendship since.
Since then.
They have been invited to their lovely place in Lake Como. They've brought them to their lovely place in Oxfordshire, and now they're all best buds.
So it's the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Exactly.
And thank you for the excuse to show pictures of my George.
Oh, well,
not seen him for ages. I'd forgotten just how absolutely glorious he was. And Amal, what a beautiful
Beautiful couple.
Well, ridiculously beautiful couple, absolutely. Now, look, we're all thinking about Christmas.
Yes.
We're all trying to see, you know, what family... It's going to be so difficult. Who do we invite? Who do we not invite? It's a nightmare. And even for the Queen.
Absolutely, yeah. So, I mean, the Queen, head of the church, and, you know, like all families, you know, they're just like us, aren't they? But they are going to be struggling with who they get over to visit. Now, when the royal family go to Sandringham, they have a lot of crowds to come and see the Queen attend church on Christmas Day. Now, the Queen is taking the decision to not attend church, which is a huge, huge decision because people come from all over the world. I've actually been there on Christmas Day, and you meet the weird and the wonderful, let's say. However, people do queue up, and it's you know, we've all got to be careful this year, haven't we? So
well, I think she's right. I think she's been very sensible.
Yes,
actually,
I think so, yeah.
And protecting people. And I just wonder how on earth is she going to get six? Where are the six?
Well, there's some people that probably elbow out the way that this year. You know, there's a couple that maybe not be invited, but we won't mention their no names. However,
anyway, talking about Prince Andrew,
exactly.
just, you know, I don't know why I made that connection. He actually wants to get back to public life.
Yes.
Russell, surely
now,
he's deluded. He must be.
You may say, and a lot of other people are saying, now this is a fantastic story that's emerged from his camp. Can you believe it? It's all really pushing this agenda that, you know, he actually wants a reframing of his role. He doesn't necessarily think that he should, you know, get his former role back, but he definitely wants to serve his country, is what they were saying. Now, the people I'm speaking to are saying, no chance. Absolutely no way can he return to his former role, former front and centre role as a member of the royal family. However, I think, you know, if he does want to rehabilitate his image, it's very, very simple in the eyes of a lot of people. You can get on a plane or you can pick up the phone to the FBI and make that contact with the, you know, the long-run investigation to Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, while he's under a cloud, it's just not going to happen. Much, much happier news. I think this is lovely. William, Kate and the children, they've been supporting the Poppy appeal.
They have.
Which is terrific because obviously this year it's going to be difficult. A lot of people that normally would be out selling poppies, they're not able to because they're shielding. And it's wonderful that they've got behind this. It
is, and they've sort of kicked off their support for this year's Poppy appeal, and this is something we can all do. They've been baking cakes with the kids. I mean, we've got a picture of them.
Those children are amazing,
They are
aren't
very
they?
talented,
Can you
aren't
see
they?
how all of those cakes are exactly the same?
Very, very
They
talented.
might have had a tiny little bit of help.
Just a wee bit of help, I imagine. However, this is something we can all do. Maybe support your local British Legion and what they did for the cakes. They sent them to one of the care homes near to their place in Norfolk. So
fantastic.
All full of it.
And you can go online and get your poppy as well, which is really good. Now, Camilla has been embracing autumn. These are actually really lovely pictures. This Arthur Edwards
taken
pictures?
by our friend Arthur. I mean, look at these pictures. Camilla was at Botanical Gardens yesterday in Gloucestershire, and look at these absolutely stunning pictures of the autumn. She said there is, you know, nothing like working outside. I think I have to agree with her. Love autumn, great season, and you know, lovely to see her out and about.
Just gorgeous pictures. Thank you, Russell.
Welcome.
Thank you very much indeed. We'll keep an eye on Prince Andrew. Tone Dave, thank you. Don't forget, you can watch full episodes of Lorraine on the ITV Hub and all the best clips, compilations and playlists right here on our channel. Just subscribe now and you'll never miss an upload. Click here to watch another video similar to this one, or click here to head to our channel's homepage to explore all of our exciting videos.